Hello folks, in this guide we will be covering the best gear to be acquired within the chemical plant zone. I'll basically be giving you all of the best options available, and then I'll go through the most efficient way of working through them all. The main gear we will acquire is the following: the PSZ-20W Convoy Armor, the PSC-12V Bulat Armor, the Mercenary's Jumpsuit, the Trophy Unique Weapon, the Grom S14 with a grenade launcher attachment, the Mark 1 EMR rifle with an ACOG 4x attachment, the compact pistol with a silencer and extended magazine attachments, as well as a holographic sight attachment for SMGs such as the Bucket, a PA-10 gas mask and a PA-7 gas mask, as well as a handful of artifacts, all the blueprints, and a bunch of additional weapons and supplies along the way. A few side notes before we do get started: there is no stash storage within the chemical plant zone itself. There are multiple options within the zones neighbouring the chemical plant, but they will mostly depend on individual progression. With that in mind, it is not realistic to collect all of this gear within one run. For anyone who does not have a stash and or hub to quickly access from this zone, then the best basic option is to routinely visit this small building marked here on the map. From here, we can use the guide to travel to either Zalicia or the Slag Heap. The Slag Heap being the cheaper of the two options. We can of course take the guide straight back to here and then return to looting. To begin our journey, we will be starting from this location here on the map. The first thing I recommend to do is accept this side quest from Mateus. I'm not entirely sure if their side quest is needed to obtain all of the gear, but it's worth accepting nonetheless. Our next location will be the quest marker itself, found right here on the map. Once here, we should begin clearing out this hole of all of its enemies. Once going inside the hole, a compact pistol, suppressor, and extended magazine can all be found within this smaller hole right here. Heading out of the room and eventually making it back outside, head up onto this railing and make your way over to the walkway. Here you can find an artifact. Next, drop down and begin scanning for an additional artifact. Before returning to Matthias, it is advised we first head towards this location here on the map. Once here, we can come to this part of the facility and either climb or crouch into this fenced off section. Here we can find a PA-7 gas mask. On the return to Matthias, you will be approached by a scientist regarding the artifact you just found. Resolve this entire situation however you like. There's no more gear tied to this questline as of now. Once done here, head further north towards this marker on the map. Here we can find an anomaly field with an artifact inside of it. Once retrieving the artifact, there is a perfect condition M860 Cracker within the building itself. Simply navigate through the anomalies and retrieve it from this display. Once done here, I advise heading further north to this location here on the map. First, head inside this overlook and retrieve the key from this side. Now head outside and over to this small building. This is a teleportation anomaly, so don't worry. The next section may test your patience and platforming a little bit. Simply follow the route I take, being quick in certain areas and taking your time in others. If you fail, simply head back over to the teleportation anomaly. Once done, you will be teleported to our next location. Where we are specifically is inaccessible without the teleportation anomalies. Carefully head on down until eventually reaching these rooms. Make your way through to find the Convoy Armor sitting right here. Next, head outside and make your way further down. I advised first heading over here and retrieving the stash from the top of the chemical tanks. Here we can find a magazine feed for the M860 Cracker shotgun. Next, head towards the other side of the facility before entering the room with Yarrick inside. First, jump over to this tank and find the holographic sight on top. Now would be an advisable time to return to a stash box and unload some of this gear. To continue our journey, we should first head north towards this location here. Once here, we will likely have to fight a poltergeist. Once things are safe, head up this ladder, but be cautious of the anomalies directly at the top. Next, head back up and jump over to this ladder here. Following the rooftops with the scanner in hand, locate the artifact before getting ready to leave. Our next location is just a brief stop at this facility here. Head inside the main building and locate the stairs. Behind the stairs itself is this stash with the PA-10 gas mask inside. Next, we want to head a little bit southwest towards this facility here. There are a number of guns to be found on the bodies here, most notably the SPSA shotgun and the Grom S14. Once done here, head a little bit west and cross over this bridge. Head southeast towards this bog and retrieve the artifact. On the other side of the bog is a large safe protruding from the ground. Inside here is an additional blueprint and supplies. We have two options here. The final location of this route is a very tough fight that will likely cost a lot of ammo and maybe some meds. So if you're quite heavy, then returning here after unloading gear would be wise. If you're feeling brave, then attempt to complete this first. Otherwise, just start here on the third and final run. With that said, I will timestamp this as the third run as of now. To begin our third run, we want to head towards this location here on the map. I advise being well stocked on ammo, meds and drinks. I won't spoil it, but this fight is quite the challenge compared to anything up to this point. Speak with this NPC and agree to help him. Shortly after, an enemy will spawn and you will have to defeat it to progress the quest. Once done, speak with the NPC again and he will reward you a stash location. A quick side note, I don't know how effective this vantage point may be, but you can maneuver up the building into the ceiling the NPC uses himself. This may or may not be helpful in the actual fight. I personally ran around healing and getting long sight lines. Once ready, head north towards this pier. The stash will not spawn prior to being given the hint via the NPC. It may be possible to just kill him and take the hint off his body. However, I did not test it. Once done, head directly west towards this large facility. Begin maneuvering your way upstairs until reaching the roof. From here, we can continue further upwards until eventually entering this room with the mercenary jumpsuit sitting right here at the back. Heading back outside, we can find the large anomaly field, which of course does have an artifact. Once finding the artifact, get ready to move on. Now we want to head almost directly southeast towards this bog here. This can be a bit of a frustrating anomaly, so it is wise to save first. The general gist is the anomaly will spawn multiple phantom artifacts as well as wraiths that will periodically damage you. It's important to monitor your health whilst in here. The best strategy I found was to try and locate the artifact as quickly as possible, as the longer you spend inside, the worse things become. If you fail to do so in time, consider leaving and getting quite some distance before eventually resetting the effects and trying again. Once done, head slightly northeast towards these bunkers here. Next to this bunker are some grenades. Simply throw a grenade inside of the hole to set off a chain reaction. This will blow a hole in the other bunker, which will reveal a stash with the unique weapon trophy inside. Next, we want to head directly east towards this facility here. First, this watchtower to the north has a DMR with some ammo. Next, we want to head over to this building here. We want to access it by first climbing onto the truck and then into this window. From here, head into this room and retrieve the key from the desk. Next, head back outside and to the west side of this facility. We can find the building where the key can be used. Word of warning, you're in for an interesting fight when heading into this room. Once done, there is a 4-digit combination on this wall. Memorize this and return to the previous building. Once here, we can enter this code into this pad to retrieve the Bulat Armor. For our final location, we want to head further east to this tunnel entrance right here. Enter the tunnel and continue on through. There will be enemies inside of here. Head to the back of this room to access the artifact next to the dead body. There is also a vault inside this cave with the protective coating blueprint. That is everything for this guide, folks. I do have a range of guides, and I am working on full gear, stash, artifacts, collectibles, and possibly even quest guides for every zone, so do feel free to check out the channel. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and until next time, peace.